close your eyes for a moment and remember the last dream you had. Perhaps it was strange, scattered, filled with faces and places that made no sense at the time. Perhaps you brushed it off as imagination, as nothing more than your mind wandering in the night. But then, days later, you noticed something. A conversation unfolded exactly as it had in your dream. A street you had never walked before appeared before you, yet felt deeply familiar. A choice you never imagined making stood in front of you, and you realized you had already seen this moment before. We call it déjà vu. We call it coincidence. But what if it is neither? What if your dreams are not just fragments of yesterday's memories, but the blueprints of tomorrow's reality? Think of this. Your waking mind lives within the limits of the present. It only sees what is directly in front of it. But your subconscious, it is not bound by time in the same way. It drifts, it explores, it stretches forward into the unknown. While you sleep, it slips quietly beyond the edges of the now and touches the vibrations of events that have not yet happened. You have felt it before. The dream of a voice calling your name, and then the phone rings. The vision of an accident or disaster, only to read about it in the news the next day. The strange face of a stranger who later becomes a friend, a lover, or a teacher. How can we explain this? Is it imagination, or is it a glimpse into a hidden timeline that is already moving toward you? Science may call it random firing of neurons. Skeptics may call it pure chance. But deep in your heart, you sense there is more. You sense that in the stillness of the night, you are receiving whispers from a place where past, present, and future are not separate, but woven together as one. Your dreams are not accidents. They are not illusions. They are windows, fragile openings into the flow of time. And each night, as your body sinks into rest, your subconscious steps through those windows and returns with symbols, visions, and echoes of tomorrow. Some come disguised in stories. A child leading you into a forest may not be a child at all, but a symbol of a new beginning. A storm tearing through your home may not be destruction, but the foreshadowing of change. A sudden journey to a place you've never known may be preparing you for the exact path you're about to walk. So I ask you this: what if the dream you had last night was not simply imagination? What if it was not a meaningless trick of the mind? What if it was a map, a coded letter from your own higher self, a message from the universe itself, showing you what is waiting on the horizon of your life? And if that is true, then tonight, when you close your eyes, you're not only resting, you're traveling, you're touching possibilities, you are rehearsing futures that are already moving toward you. The only question is, will you remember? Will you listen? Will you learn the language of your dreams before those whispers become your tomorrow? Every night, When you drift into sleep, something extraordinary happens. Your body rests, but your mind does not stop. Beneath the stillness, your subconscious begins to move, quietly scanning the field of reality around you, like a radar reaching into unseen layers of existence. Most people believe dreams are nothing more than the brain sorting through memories of the day. But what if there is something far deeper? What if your subconscious is not replaying the past, but searching for signals of the future, echoes of events that are already forming, waiting only for the right moment to enter your life? Think of the times you have dreamt of someone you had not seen in years, only to suddenly meet them the next day. Think of the dreams where you were in a place you had never visited, and later you stood in that exact spot, knowing somehow you had been there before. These are not random accidents. These are glimpses, moments where your subconscious radar picked up on vibrations your conscious mind had not yet noticed. It is almost as if your mind is living slightly ahead of time, not fully in the future, not trapped in the past, but suspended in a space where possibilities float before they solidify. Your dreams weave these signals into symbols, turning invisible energies into stories your sleeping self can understand. The person you dreamed of speaking to might represent a new connection preparing to enter your life. The sudden dream of water rising may signal emotions that are about to surface. The dream of flying might not be fantasy at all, but a reflection of your spirit preparing to rise above the limits that once held you down. Every dream carries a signal. Every night, you are receiving transmissions from the deeper fabric of reality. Most ignore them, but those who listen, those who begin to pay attention, start to see a pattern. They begin to realize that their subconscious has been gently guiding them all along, acting as a radar, a silent messenger of tomorrow. So, the next time you wake from a dream that feels unusual, do not dismiss it. Do not brush it aside. Ask yourself instead, what was my radar trying to tell me? What signal was I being shown before it fully arrives in my waking world? Because if you can learn to hear these messages, you will discover that your dreams are not just shadows of thought. They are the whispers of futures approaching you, waiting to be understood. For centuries, humanity has been fascinated by dreams. Philosophers, mystics, poets, and scientists have all asked the same question. What are these strange visions of the night? And why do they sometimes reveal the future? Traditional psychology once gave us a simple answer. Dreams are just the mind sorting through memories. Sigmund Freud spoke of hidden desires. Carl Jung spoke of archetypes rising from the collective unconscious. But even beyond these theories, countless real experiences remain unexplained. History is filled with stories of dreams that foretold events with shocking accuracy. Abraham Lincoln spoke of dreaming about his own death just days before his assassination. Mark Twain wrote of seeing his brother's tragic passing in a dream before it happened. And beyond these famous figures are thousands of ordinary people, men and women, who saw accidents, illnesses, journeys, and even joyful reunions in their dreams long before reality confirmed them. How can this be explained? Science struggles to find the answer, yet the evidence is impossible to ignore. Neuroscience has discovered that the brain processes information at incredible speeds, far beyond what your conscious awareness can register. It gathers fragments of patterns, hints of possibilities, and sometimes those fragments take shape in your dreams. It is as if your subconscious is putting together pieces of a puzzle before your waking mind even sees the picture forming. But what if it is more than just advanced pattern recognition? What if dreams are not merely guesses, but windows into the flow of time itself? Some scientists studying quantum physics suggest that time may not be a straight line, but a web where past, present, and future all coexist. If that is true, then perhaps dreams are the moments where your subconscious touches that web, reaching forward and pulling pieces of tomorrow into the present night. Imagine it, while your conscious mind sleeps in the illusion of now. Your subconscious drifts beyond the boundaries of time. It wanders into possibilities, glimpsing events not yet lived, and then translates those glimpses into symbols, visions, and stories. This could explain why dreams often feel both personal and universal, both mysterious and strangely accurate. Science cannot fully explain why a dream can predict a disaster, why a mother can dream of her child's safety moments before danger strikes, or why countless people dream of meetings and choices that later unfold exactly as they saw them. Yet again and again, life confirms what their dreams whispered in advance. Perhaps dreams are not accidents at all. Perhaps they are the language of a mind that exists beyond time, a mind that remembers not only where you have been, but also where you're going. And so, the next time you dismiss a dream as fantasy, remember this: you may be ignoring evidence, not of the past, but of the future, quietly waiting to arrive. Dreams do not speak in plain words. They rarely unfold as direct predictions, as if the future is handed to you in a clear script. Instead, they whisper in images, emotions, and metaphors, a secret language written in symbols. Imagine this: you dream of standing before a vast ocean. The waves rise high, and you feel both fear and awe. To the untrained eye, it may seem meaningless, but water, across cultures and across time, has always symbolized emotion, depth, and the subconscious itself. That rising tide may be warning you of feelings swelling within your life, or preparing you for a flood of change approaching on the horizon. Perhaps you dream of flying. Your arms stretch wide, the ground disappears beneath you, and you soar effortlessly into the sky. It feels liberating, exhilarating, beyond all logic. Flying often represents freedom, transcendence, or the breaking of limits. It may be your spirit rehearsing for a future where you finally rise above the chains of fear or step into a new chapter of courage and expansion. Other dreams may disturb you. You may dream of falling, plunging downward into darkness, powerless to stop yourself. This symbol, though frightening, often reflects a loss of control or the unraveling of something that no longer serves you. It is the subconscious preparing you for endings so you may learn to surrender and rebuild. Symbols can be deeply personal, yet they are also universal. A newborn child in your dream may not only point to literal birth, but to the birth of an idea, a project, or a transformation of your own identity. A collapsing building may not only mirror destruction, but the collapse of an old belief, making room for new foundations to be built. Across cultures, across generations, humanity has always shared these archetypes, echoes of a universal language hidden in the dreamscape. Carl Jung called it the collective unconscious, a realm where symbols rise that do not belong to one person alone, but to the entire human story. When you dream of the hero's journey, or the wise old guide, or the shadow chasing you through the night, you are not simply dreaming of your own life. You are tapping into stories as old as humanity itself. The power of this symbolic language is that it can travel beyond the individual. It is the bridge between your private subconscious and the vast intelligence of the universe. It allows tomorrow to whisper to you without words. It allows the unseen to guide you through metaphors. And if you learn to listen, you begin to see the patterns. You begin to recognize that your dreams are not random. They are coded messages. Think of it this way. Your waking mind is like a traveler in a foreign land. The signs are everywhere, but you do not yet know the language. Your dreams are the signs on the road, the symbols etched into stone, the whispers carried in wind. At first, they may seem confusing, but the more you pay attention, the more fluent you become. Over time, you begin to understand the language your subconscious has been speaking all along. So the next time you wake from a dream, do not dismiss it. Do not laugh at its strangeness or cast it aside as meaningless. Instead, ask yourself, what symbol was I shown? What emotion did it carry? And what greater truth might it be pointing me toward? Because within those strange and fleeting images, you may find not only pieces of your hidden self, but also the roadmap to the future you are about to live. Every night, as your body surrenders to rest, you cross a threshold. You step out of the ordinary world and into the hidden corridors of your subconscious. And within those corridors lies a gateway, a place where you can meet your future self, where glimpses of tomorrow are quietly waiting. But here is the truth. Most people never find the door. They sleep without intention. They wake without memory. and the messages meant for them dissolve like mist in the morning light. If you want to access your future dreams, you must begin to listen. You must treat sleep not as an escape from the day, but as a sacred conversation with the universe. Begin with something simple. Place a journal by your bed, a blank book, waiting, and before you close your eyes, write a question upon its pages, not a vague question, but something clear. Ask, what is coming that I need to prepare for? Or, what path is opening before me? Or simply, what truth am I ready to see? As you drift into sleep, let that question echo softly in your mind. Do not force it. Do not chase it. Simply plant the seed and let your subconscious water it in the quiet of the night. When the dream comes, and it will, it may not arrive as a straightforward answer. It may appear as symbols, as emotions, as stories that at first seem strange. But when you awaken, write it down immediately, even fragments, even a single image or word, because the subconscious speaks in whispers, and those whispers fade quickly when the waking mind begins to stir. Over time, as your journal fills, patterns will begin to appear. Perhaps you will notice a recurring symbol, a door, a river, a shadow, a light. Perhaps you will see faces return again and again, people who later appear in your waking life. Perhaps you will notice that your dreams answer your questions, not always directly, but with symbols guiding you forward. There are other ways too, to invite the future into your dreams. Meditate before bed, breathe deeply, and visualize yourself stepping into a doorway of light. Whisper to your higher self, show me what is coming. Show me what I need to know. This simple act of intention transforms sleep from a passive state into a doorway of discovery. Some cultures have practiced this for centuries. The ancient Greeks spoke of incubation dreams, where seekers would sleep in sacred temples, hoping for visions from the gods that revealed healing or guidance. Indigenous traditions across the world have honored dreams as sacred messages, as journeys into realms where time bends and wisdom flows freely. And you too can reclaim this forgotten art. Do not be discouraged if the messages feel unclear at first. Dreams are like a new language. They require patience. The more you listen, the clearer the words become, and one day you will wake not only with fragments of story, but with clarity so strong it feels like prophecy. Imagine opening your journal and realizing that the answer to a choice, the warning of a danger, or the glimpse of a new opportunity was already written in your dreams, long before it appeared in your life. Imagine trusting your subconscious so deeply that you no longer fear the unknown, because you have already walked its paths in the quiet hours of the night. This is not fantasy. It is practice. It is devotion. It is the art of turning sleep into guidance and dreams into conversations with tomorrow. So tonight, when you lie down to rest, Do not close your eyes with indifference. Close them with intention. Ask, and you will receive. Listen, and you will learn. And with time, you will realize that your dreams have always been your allies, whispering of futures not yet lived and guiding you gently toward the destiny waiting to unfold. And so, we return to the quiet truth. Your dreams are not illusions, not meaningless shadows flickering in the night. They are bridges. They are windows. They are delicate threads woven between who you are now and who you are becoming. Think of it this way. Every time you sleep, you step into a vast ocean of possibility. You're not drifting aimlessly. You're exploring timelines, touching futures that are already moving toward you. Every symbol, every image, every feeling is a gift, a fragment of tomorrow brought back into the present. And yet, how often do we dismiss these gifts? How often do we wake, shake off the dream, and hurry into the noise of the day, forgetting the wisdom we were just shown? But you have chosen to listen. You have chosen to remember. And that choice alone begins to change everything. Because when you treat your dreams as sacred, you open yourself to guidance. When you write them down, you begin to see the patterns. When you ask questions, the answers begin to arrive, slowly at first, like whispers through fog. And then, with practice, like clear voices calling across time. Your subconscious has always been trying to guide you. The universe has always been speaking to you in the language of dreams. The question is no longer whether the messages are there. The question is, will you listen? Will you trust? Will you allow the wisdom of your dreams to shape your waking life? Pause now and think back. Have you ever had a dream that came true? A vision that guided you? A whisper of tomorrow that saved you or transformed you? If so, you already know the truth of what we have shared tonight. And if not, perhaps your very next dream will be the one that opens your eyes forever. I invite you to carry this with you, to let tonight's sleep become more than rest, to let it become a journey. And when you awaken, look closely for the messages waiting to be found. And now, I ask you, share your story with me. Have you ever seen the future in a dream? Have you ever felt the strange pull of destiny whispering through your sleep? Leave your story in the comments, for it may inspire someone else who is searching for answers tonight. And if these words have awakened something within you, if you feel a stirring in your heart, a recognition in your soul, then join me here. Subscribe, because this is only the beginning. There are deeper truths, greater mysteries, and more hidden maps of reality waiting to be explored together. You are not alone in this journey. We are dreamers, seekers, wanderers of the unseen. And together, we are learning to listen to the voice of tomorrow. So, sleep tonight with intention, dream with openness, and awaken knowing that the future has already been whispering to you every single night.